Hello, everyone. It's me, Lisa DeFalco, OT, and MLD specialist coming to you live from Florida. And I think you noticed something about me today that's a little different, and it's this big bruise underneath my eye. And we thought we would take this as a teaching opportunity for all of our graduate students because there's many times so much information in the course that you tend to forget it. And I don't want you to forget this because a black eye is something you're going to see a lot of, whether it's a child playing baseball or if it's an older adult. And in fact, last night I slipped and I fell. And the approximate statistics say that in America, that approximately 1 of every 10 adults will probably fall in their lifetime. But I don't want to scare you with that, but I want to bring you to this image and do a little lesson here for a moment. This is actually up on my Facebook page, and I'm going to remove it because we're going to put the video down for all of you to see this instead. But okay, class, it's your time to learn. It's your time to shine. I want you to think these problems through. You're graduates now, and you have to figure out what happened. So I'm going to take you step by step. Number one, what happened? I tripped and I hit my head. And right there should be your first question when you're dealing with the eye. What happened? And where did it get hit? Or where, in my case, did the fall occur? Because that matters. See, you probably looking at that picture and seeing how deep and bruised it is, you're probably thinking I face planted into the ground. I did not. And in many cases, I'd say in almost 90% of my cases, when I'm working with people's eyes in the orbit, they've got this bruising, but the bruising didn't happen here. The accident or the trauma actually happened out here, more toward the temporal lobe. And if you remember correctly, in front of your ears are the pre-auricular lymph nodes, which if they're smashed or damaged or full of debris, they don't tend to be activated the way that they should. They don't clean up the bruising, they don't clean up the swelling the way you want them to. And what you'll have is a backup of traffic leading from here. This is where the accident occurred, but the backup of traffic along the lymphatic capillaries led the bruising and the broken debris to sit under the eye. So the swelling and the bruising is under the eye and not at the temporal lobe where I actually hit my head on the ground. My brother was there to see it, so it was not something that I could mistake. We were both very, very clear about what happened. So that's the second question. Where did it occur? Third question you want to ask is, how long did it take the bruising to set in? Now, mine was in 12 hours. My brother was really nervous when he saw my eye, how bad it was in just 12 hours. So now we're at about 24 hours, and peak bruising and swelling usually is around 36 hours, 48 to 36. So what does that mean to you as an MLD practitioner is that you want to get to this manual lymphatic drainage sooner than later before it's all puffy, all swollen, all painful. So we're walking through this together. This is my own life story, but there's other people out there that are watching. They're non-therapists and maybe they have bruising around their eye and they're looking for you, the MLD therapist, that can help resolve the problem and explain, because a lot of people want to ask, why do I have swelling here and bruising here when the accident, trauma, surgery, injury happened outside of that venue, and yet it's all here? And it's very simple. The lymph capillaries, the smallest lymph vessels, lead right under the eye. So if you get trauma here and it's causing backup of traffic, it's going to back up under the eye. Okay? It doesn't take long for that to happen. So from there, where do we take it? Where is the bruise and why? We just explained it. The bruising, which is cellular debris, when contents comes out of vessels that have been broken through, like a fall, begin to come out in the interstitial spaces, and the lymph system wants to pick it up and clean up the mess as quickly as it can, kind of like a vacuum cleaner. The lymph system is your little mini vac. But if your mini vac happens to be full of garbage because it's never been serviced, it's not working as effectively. That bruise might be there for weeks when it can be gone in days. So guys, I'm just giving you a little reminder lesson, and I have several more. I had great emails that came in, great phone calls, and we want to make sure we start adding this to our library collection, because you're not the only ones watching. Yes, there are patients. And like I said, who are they going to call? They're going to call you when they have these problems and want understanding. So I hope that this little video or video tutorial helps to jog those things in your memory that maybe we only spend a few seconds on in class, but it gives you a little better understanding of the eye. So, question would be asked next is, how would we treat this? I am not going to treat the eye. In fact, let me come back so you can see me in vivo. Lucky you. Let's go here. Okay. What you would do, you would not do just one piece of the eye. I know therapists who do that, and what you have is partial results. You get a temporary effect. So if you're that therapist, you scheduled a massage or a different type of protocol for that day, and you didn't know you'd be dealing with this too, and you only have so much time, I understand you cutting it down to 10 or 15 minutes to try to focus in on this area. But understand that it's going to try to drain in here, and this is already damaged, which means you have to take it from here all the way down the vessels of the face and down into the drains, into the triangle. This is memory lane, guys, okay? Cervical, axillary, inguinal, those are your main drains for your body. But in your neck, it's going to be the jugular, the accessory, and the supraclavicular, and it will dump ultimately into your terminus. So what you really want to do is face work. I would do the face work. If you have the luxury of time and you can do a full body one day and the face too, that would give even more benefit. And you should take pictures of this. That's why I'm on camera and I want you to be able to see me because you notice something. Notice the direction of the bruise. Where is it going? It's perfectly going straight out to the preauricular. It's following that pathway. So I couldn't think of a better way to show you than to show you my face, guys. Thank you for listening. And I hope you come back because we got a lot more tutorials from the simplest of things, MLD, to all things edema. Oh, just wait till we talk about scrotal edema, a real case where there's 50 pounds of scrotal edema, someone wanting to have castration, and we're trying to save it from going through that process. There is solutions to many, many of these edema issues. So thank you for joining. We look forward to seeing you. If you need our email, it's lymphDoctors, spelled out DOCTORS, and lymph, LYMPH, @gmail.com. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon, guys.